Hello everyone, this is a recording to show you what to do with your data that you collected during your yeast lab. And so you can see that I have an Excel sheet open right now, but if you've forgotten how to do that, you simply have to click on Start or whatever button you have in the bottom left corner of your screen, and go to All Programs, and you scroll down until you get to Microsoft Office, and that will have all the programs, and you would just click on Microsoft Excel to open that up. Okay? Once you're there, you'll have an empty sheet, and then I would start entering in your headings. So I would do one column, time elapsed in minutes, level of water in milliliters with yeast in, whatever your first solution was that you tested. This group that I'm using is Rockstar. And then the third heading would be volume of air with yeast in that first solution, whatever it is, and this was Rockstar. And then the level of water in milliliters with yeast in your second solution that you tested. In this case, we use Coke. And then the volume of air in milliliters with yeast in Coke. Okay? So, in order to figure out how much air was produced, I showed you this yesterday, but I'm going to put it in this video as well. You hit the equal, so you click on the cell, hit the equal sign, and you take whatever your starting measurement was, whatever your starting level. In this case, it was 45 even. So we're just write 45 minus, and then we're going to subtract whatever this cell was behind it. So I click enter, it tells me 0, and that makes sense because that was our starting point. There was no gas produced at that. In order to continue this formula going down, we click on the bottom right. There's a little dot, drag it down, and there we have it. So by the end of this run, after 15 minutes, 37 milliliters of gas were produced. This is really the important stuff. This is what we needed. Put your finger on this. Now you're popular during the recording. Okay, and we do the same thing over here. And this group happened to start right at 45 milliliters. So again, we hit the equal sign, we type in 45, we subtract whatever this cell is. So again, we add 0, and that makes sense because our start, we had 0 gas produced. And drag this down. And you can see that only 27 milliliters of gas was produced after 15 minutes with the Coke. So right off the bat, you can see that there's a difference in how much total gas was produced. Okay? So in order to put this data table into a Microsoft Word document, we're going to have to copy and paste it. Camera, I can hear your music playing, so shut it down, please. All right. We're going to copy and paste it right into your Word document. But we're going to condense this because we don't want these columns here. So I'm going to copy, Control C. I'm going to go down here below and hit Control V. And then I'm going to bring in this one, go to Rockstar, Control C, Control V. And then I'm going to bring in finally our air production, or gas production for Coke. We're going to have it side by side. Right? That's really all we need to make the graph, and the only data that I want you to put into, let me enlarge it here, that I want you to put into your report. That's it. Yes, ma'am. It's really off, isn't it? Something happened here. Let's fix that. I'm going to go back to the air produce. Glad you noticed that. I'm going to hit Control C, and instead of clicking Control V, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste it just as a value, 1, 2, 3 here. And you can see that fixed it, didn't it? So I think what it's doing, it was trying to paste the formula in there, and it didn't work out right. So the same thing happened over here. So I'm going to go back to the volume of Control C. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to paste as values on it. That's the 1, 2, 3. So you have to do the right click paste in order to get that. Does that look better? Yeah, that's accurate. Yes, go. If you have access to the internet, you could try doing this with Google Docs has an equivalent to this program. It's a spreadsheet, and many of the things that we do here will be similar to what you would do in that spreadsheet. So you could try using that. If you can't get to a computer, I can write you a pass to get into the library before school, after school. You could come in here and use a computer during one of your study halls. I can get you in the library media center. So whatever you need, I can get for you. But you could try it with that spreadsheet program. Okay. All right. So now that we have this condensed, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go back to. I'm just going to open up a. Oops. I'm just going to do a new one here. That's just going to be blank. So let's just imagine that this is your report and you have some stuff typed in and you're ready to put your data. So you just literally type data. You'll have a boldface, and then below we're going to paste our data table. Now, you notice that when I pasted that, it just has these numbers floating, and it doesn't really look like a table. And I want to put borders in there. So I'm just going to erase that. I'm going to go back to my Excel sheet. I'm going to right-click and format cells. And then I'm going to go to border, and it's the outline and the inside. Those will create those lines that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to copy it again. I'm going to go back to the sheet. I'm going to paste it, and there we have it. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for a data table. Then I want you to put a graph in there as well. Let me show you how to do that. All right, so you're just going to highlight all three of these columns. You're going to go to Insert in Excel. And this worked out well for us last time, so we're going to try it. We went to Scatter, and then we went to Scatter with Markers. That's this one. Let's see. Yep. Straight lines with markers is what we're looking for. And you see that this graph that pops up looks just like this. Now it's over the top of all of our information. Now I want to put this in its own sheet. You notice at the bottom there's 3 sheets. Sheet 2 and 3 are just blank, and sheet 1 is the one we're working with. So I'm going to right-click in some open area here, and I'm going to go to Move Chart, and I'm going to put that as its own new sheet. And you can title it whatever, Yeast Lab Graph, and then click OK. It makes its own sheet. Sheet 1 was where we had our data, and these 2 were just blank. So go back to our graph. It's not quite done. We need some labels in there. And so I'm going to go to Chart Tools, Layout. I'm going to go to Chart Title. And I like to put it above. I don't like it overlapping. And it creates this generic chart title, and we can type right over the top of that. What should we title this chart? Title. Okay, that could be a title. And I've taught you how to, that's basically the sort of the format that we use. If you want to make it more generic, that's okay. We could say something like Rockstar versus Coke and bread yeast respiration or something like that. But this would be one way to do that. We're going to leave that as is. You probably want to go back through and capitalize all the important letters because it's a title of something, right? I'm not going to finish doing that for the sake of time. So we're going to just click off of that. And I want to add some axis labels. So we have our horizontal and our vertical, or our X and our Y. So we go to axes. Actually, we go back to axis titles. Click on that. Let's do the horizontal. I'm going to put it below, and there it is. And we can't just leave it axis title. What should this be? What is it going across the bottom? It went from 0 to 15. Time, good. And what was it in? Minutes. So I'm going to put that in parentheses, and I can abbreviate it. Let me zoom in here so you can see what I just did. Okay, so I put that right there. And along the horizontal axis, oh, I'm sorry, we're doing vertical now. I like to do the excuse me, the rotated because it tips it up on its end, and it takes up less space. You can see there, I'm going to go over that. What do we call this? What were we measuring as time went yours is always lowercase m, uppercase L. So volume of gas. Good. Right? Stop that. Let's shrink this back down. Okay? So I would print this off instead of trying to insert this or paste it into your Word document because we want a nice big graph. Just print this off separate. So you just go to File, Print, pick your printer and send it on through. Does it need to be in color? Take a look up here at these lines. What have they done to make the lines look different? Yeah, so one's a little thicker than the other, and also they use shape at the plot points. So the plot point for Rockstar is a diamond shape, whereas the Coke one is just these big squares. So they use simple so you can print it out in black and white. Okay? Doesn't need to be in color. If you want to do that, that's fine, but I think you can do that in the library. Okay, so you just send it on through to the printer and you have it. Let's look at this now. How would we interpret this? So the blue line is Rockstar, and the red line was Coke mixed with yeast. What do those lines tell you? First off, which one produced the most gas after 15 minutes? The Rockstar, right? Produced 10 milliliters more. Okay, so if their hypothesis was that a higher sugar concentration would equate to more gas production, more cellular respiration, did it support that? Rockstar had more sugar concentration. By the way, it had higher. Okay? So it definitely supports that. How about the rate of respiration? So rate is a volume per time. So it has to do with slope. If I come up here with a ruler, we look at slope of the red line versus the blue line. Is there much difference? Not really. So why did we end up with more gas produced by Rockstar than the other? Good. It started out quicker. So if we look at the 0 to 3 minutes, I move my cursor so the video shows this. But if I move my cursor over here, you can see that from 0 to 3 minutes for Rockstar, the slope is much greater than the red line, which was Coke. Again, from 3 to 6 minutes, the slope is much greater again. And then when we get to about 9 minutes or so, both slopes are the same. So basically, Rockstar got it going sooner than Coke, and so that's why you had more gas in the end. So if that was your hypothesis, this would have supported that. All right? That's how you handle your Excel sheet, entering your data, and that's how you create your graph.